also have one last thing left, guys. The Zenkaiger review, episode 36. Zenkaiger review, episode number 36 for you guys today. I forgot was even on my docket. I almost went straight to my live viewer questions, and we will get there in just a second. But I want to say this real quick. This was episode number 36 of Zenkaiger. We had a Jack in a Box world here that literally would just pop out surprises. At first, when this episode starts off, it literally is just surprises. It's not even anything really worthwhile, right? It almost feels like it's a worthless sort of monster of the week for them to certainly use. But then the true surprise actually does happen as Bara Shitara in this Jack in a Box world actually show and reveal their true intentions and things like that. So I enjoyed this episode for a lot of reasons here. I continue to love the Stacy and Hokaiser storyline. I continue to love the relationship between Kaido and even Zox, how him and Two Kaiser certainly do get along in here, because we do see that right now Kaido's mindset in this episode is truly to get his father back. It feels weird, honestly, reviewing Zenkaiger for you guys, because I don't feel I've ever really done it on A+ More Phenomenal before. But if you guys are watching the series, I definitely hope that you are enjoying it and enjoying our reviews, even though it is a love-hate relationship with me and Zenkaiger. So maybe you guys will experience that firsthand in this week's episode that we talk about. But it is one of those things where Kaido definitely wants to get his father back. Now that he realizes the identity of Hokaiser and that it is in fact his dad, he just wants to get his dad back at all costs. And so the idea here is that, now that he knows that Hokaiser tends to be brainwashed, the only way to actually speak to his dad is to fight with Hokaiser, exhaust him of all his energy so that his father can kind of be revealed and his mindset can kind of come back to reality and maybe even talk with him directly. So the idea in here is that they really want to capture his father, or at least get his father to come out into the open. And so Zox takes it upon himself with one of his plans to go ahead and kidnap the Jack in a Box world in here. And for me, it was really cool to see this aspect of Zox's personality, because we always known him to be a pirate, right? To kind of do things maybe off kilter than how Kaido and the rest of the team certainly would. But to go to the lengths of getting Jack in a Box, or capturing him and then torturing him, if you will, to have Hokaiser be drawn out, I thought was pretty interesting. Like, even Ricky and Katana, his brothers, thought it was cool and hardcore of his brother. Flint immediately knew that Kaido was not going to be up for this plan at all. The idea of literally capturing someone, torturing them in order to get his father to certainly come out into the open, right? Feels a little bit dark. I mean, they literally even had Jack in a Box hanging over a pile of spikes to where if he acted up, he would fall to his demise, sort of thing, right? I did laugh at the idea that Flint and them just wanted to tickle him a little bit with some feathers to maybe draw them out. But it's when Bara Shitara actually shows up instead of Hokaiser where Zox and Flint realizes, we effed up, that this was part of the Toji Tando's plan all along, knowing that Kaido would want to get his father back. They just didn't expect Zox to be the one to be hunting and trying to get Hokaiser to certainly come out. So when they fall upon this trap that the Toji Tendo has certainly set for them, Zox and Flint are in for a world of hurt. And I love the action in this episode. Seeing Zox with the inability to morph and really fight to protect himself, getting his ass whooped, seeing Flint get knocked out by the boxer trying to protect Ricky and Katana. I mean, she takes a straight shot to the jaw before being knocked out cold in here, and really being trapped inside of this warehouse that's up in flames, sort of thing, right? So Zox really put himself in a really terrible predicament, doing something as dark as like trying to torture somebody or keep somebody captive in order for somebody else to kind of come out. So for me, I thought that swerve worked out extremely well in this particular episode. So I absolutely love what we wind up getting. Great plan, to be honest with you. And it really comes down to the idea that by the end of this episode, we got Zox and Kaido, who again doesn't agree with Zox's method at all, and really has a sit down conversation and talk with him. And it does kind of show you a little different side of Zox's personality. The idea that having friends is kind of a warming. He's kind of warming up to the idea. You know what I mean? He's always really lived his life doing things his own way, having his entourage, his hype men, with him by his side, but now having friends that will hold him accountable. He even mentions in here, like, things are a little bit more different, but I think he appreciates what it's certainly doing for him and his family to have somebody like Kaido really hold him accountable from maybe having, doing everything the pirate way all the time. So I thought that was pretty cool in regards to what it's doing for Zox at the end of the day. For me too, Hakaiser and Stacy's storyline continues to win me over in here. The brainwashing of Hakaiser is certainly a success. Hakaiser certainly is very much on his own time now. No one else really telling him what to do. I mean, we saw a moment in here where he was fully recharged. He felt some sort of sensation and then just left the Toji Tendo to dive right into the middle of this battle that was certainly happening with everybody on board with Barashitara and Two Kaiser and things like that. Even to the point to where Hakaiser makes this stance of, I don't want to feel like I'm being owned by anybody. Like people can just pull me any direction that I want to go in. It almost seems like he's becoming a little bit more self-aware of his own self, which I find pretty interesting. But for me, it's the Stacy aspect too, where you get to see Stacy really kind of being fond of having somebody positive in his life that wants to partner with him, that wants to help him out. Definitely giving him sort of those father vibes, you know what I mean? Somebody that Stacy can kind of fall and rely on at times and things like that. He's never really had somebody like that in his life, and it's just really interesting that just one of his biggest gripes with Kaido has always been, you've gotten everything, right? Like you've had everything given to you, great parents, great opportunities, whereas me, my dad's Barashitara. Like that says everything, right? Probably killed my mom at some point in time. And the fact that he finally has something good in his life that he is looking forward to, it almost feels like the animosity and the jealousy has kind of been refueled here. Whereas Stacy is like, nah, I don't want you to have this too. Like this is mine. This is for me. You can't have your father back, sort of thing. Because it almost feels as though Stacy maybe looks to him as a father figure in the sense of Hakaiser, or at least just a reliable partner, which I think really does go sort of a long way. But it does make me confused in regards to Stacy, when he looks at the candy shop card and he apologizes to Yachan and crumples it up, sort of thing. I get the idea of taking a stance and wanting something for yourself, and maybe saying sorry because, hey, I got to go out here and whip your grandson's ass, you know what I'm saying, to get what I want. But I don't think he's looking at the bigger picture here, is that, okay, so now you're not only whipping her grandson's ass, but you're also preventing, I would assume, her own son or her own son-in-law from actually coming back home to her, which would also make her a very happy camper, right? So it just seems like Stacy's just making all the wrong decisions. But I love the path that he's definitely going down, and I will be really interested to kind of see where it goes from here. That's really what's keeping me around this series, is the Stacy, the Kaido, and the Hakaiser storyline as of right now. A quick honorable mention does go out to Ijirood and the Toji Tendo. I do love the fact that Ijirood at least gets called out in this episode. The idea of at least confirming that, yeah, Homeboy did steal their technology to go ahead and create. But what he did do was he actually did go ahead and at least create the parallel world gate for himself. Creating that opened up the idea of being able to find the people that are smart enough to steal technology from. So I guess in regards to that, Bokawas definitely does give him, congratulations for at least having an eye for talent. To be able to say, I think we're going to steal technology from this guy, from these people, because they seem extremely smart. So, so we go from Bokawas being upset to congratulatory for Ijirood. So I thought that was pretty interesting to say the least. A couple gears used in here. Goseiger. Let me just make sure my mic is working properly too. Okay, just making sure I'm using the right mic. Um, let's see here. Yeah, the Go-Sager, I think, gear they used in here for the Gosei Knight, and then the Go-Go 5, that they used, that the Zenkaiger team actually used in here to put out the fire and save Flint. And I thought it was a really cool usage of it, because it did feel like I was watching Lightspeed Rescue all over again, which is how they, you had Joran busting through the fire and things like that. Majin Ranger checking her pulse and putting oxygen on her, them carrying her out, Flint out on the stretcher and things like that. I really love the usage of the Go-Go V in this episode, or Go-Go 5, I should say. And then even have myself a really good laugh when we see Vroom utilizing the Zenkai cannon, and as he shoots it, half his body comes off. I thought that was pretty funny overall too. All right. Other than that, guys, that's it in regards to Zenkaiger episode number 36. So, not a bad episode, one that was certainly rather enjoyable. Again, I continue to love the Kaido, Stacy, Hook Kaiser stuff. I'm definitely here for it. The wittiness, the humor, the quirkiness of it, some of the dialogue still continues to win me over. But yeah, I am excited to see what we have in store. What is it, episode 36? So we probably have 10 or less episodes left. So we're almost there. We're almost there, guys.